Yes, my guys, welcome to Cardiff City World. Welcome to Graham Kavanagh Day. It's like Christmas. It's like Christmas. We're all very, very excited. It's going to be a wicked night, and I really hope to see you all there. But obviously, all 2,000 plus of you cannot be there. So what I wanted to do is, I didn't just want to put nothing out because everyone's at the live event. So we put a preview out earlier, a bit shorter than usual, because it's been a busy week, I've got to tell you. It's been a busy, busy week. But I also wanted to do something. What could I put out? What could I do? And one of my favourite videos, one of the videos that I had the most feedback about was the video I did in the summer about Dylan Lawlor's contract. And just sign the boy up, right? So I thought, why not do part 2? Why not follow it up? We've signed him up to a long-term deal. The kid is killing it. He's literally made his Wales debut already after 7 or 8 games in the first team. So let's talk about it. Let's deep dive into it. Let's focus on one of the most exciting young players in the country. A teenager who's already making waves beyond his years. Being linked with the likes of Manchester United and other Premier League clubs and clubs across Europe. Born in Cardiff, Wales in 2006, Dylan Lawlor joined Cardiff City's academy at the age of 27. As a child, 7 years old. From the early days he stood out. He captained youth teams. He captained all the way through. He earned recognition for his composure, his reading of the game, his ball breaking, his line breaking passes. The guy is sensational. He was in Darren Purce's under-21s as 18-year-old. He was captain when he was 18, 19. And tonight we're going to try trace his development, his performances in Cardiff's first team back last year when he made his debut in the FA Cup versus a dangerous Aston Villa side, and then his breakthrough under Brian Barry Murphy in the early part of this season, leading to his Welsh debut. And why not? We examine the numbers, we're going to look at the impact and why the ceiling on this lad is so ridiculously high, because it is ridiculous. Enjoy him while you can is what I say. But let's rewind a little bit. Let's look at 24-25 season, the FA Cup game, and of course the end of the season where he made an appearance or two under Aaron Ramsey. So 28th of February 2025, FA Cup 5th round, Cardiff City versus Aston Villa at Villa Park. A huge step up, a rotated scene, but nonetheless still jam-packed of dangerous Champions League, international, world-class, proven forwards. Asensio, Rashford, Watkins was on there at some point as well. This, just ridiculous, the players that he was up against in his debut. Did he look phased? No. Was he one of the better players in that Cardiff City side that day? Yes, he was. A senior debut for Cardiff City against the big boys, and he didn't disappoint. The match stats and the multiple review shows that were afterwards, the match of the day people, they all noticed his appearance, they all noticed his performance, dealing with aerial threats, stepping in with interceptions, line breaking passes, clearances, blocks, under sustained pressures. And it's really fascinating because Ruben had a great game in that game, and people focused on that. But that was his debut, as a teenager. He followed that up with an appearance later in the season. I think it was the Norwich game, wasn't it? I haven't actually written that down, but I think it was I think it was Norwich. I want to say Norwich, under Aaron Ramsey, and you could see there's just no. There doesn't seem to be any nerves with him. That you look at the Villa game, and Cardiff's defence did well for long periods of that game. Villa had 10 shots on target and Cardiff had 1. Of course, it was a dominant performance in terms of possession by Villa, but it took him a while to break Cardiff down. Lawler was tested to the top of his defensive abilities, and for someone on their debut, that's not an easy thing to do live on TV against the big names. And at the end of the season then, yes, limited game time, but he was training with the first team, and that belief in him grew. Now, I stand by what I said in the summer. We should have signed him up last summer. But for whatever reason, which I'm not going to go into now, didn't happen. Yeah? But he was equally impressive at the end of that season. And I think everybody, or certainly me, and I got told off by a few of you in the comments, or a couple of you in the comments, for putting too much pressure on the boy. Because I was saying he's going to start this year, he's going to start and he's going to play, and once he starts playing, he will not stop. And a few people were like, why are you putting so much pressure on him? He's only 18, blah, 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 let him be. And I said, because he's our best defender. Simple as that. And I think that's been proven, has it not? I think so. Lawler is given even more chances, or has been given even more chances under Brian Barry Murphy. We brought in a manager who believed in youth, a manager who believed in young players, and not just that, but he improves them, he gives them playing time, and he makes them and moulds them into top quality footballers. We've seen him do it at Manchester City, and now we're seeing him do it at first team level. He's already made 7 League One appearances and a couple in the Cup, and he has not let us down. So I had another disagreement with the comments after the first game against Peterborough this year. I thought he was very good in that game, particularly on the ball. There was once or twice where he struggled a little bit physically, but there was also once or twice where he dealt with the physicality and he used his body and he cleverly to protect the ball and to use it. But it's his passing and his ability to take Cardiff forward. He is vital to the way Cardiff City build up. You've only got to look at that Stockport game this most recent weekend, and we struggled a little bit without him in the build-up. We ended up with a lot more long balls, and there was a lot more pressure on Will Fish to be that ball player. Now, Will Fish is good at the diagonals and he's good at long passing, but it's Dylan Lawlor who's the one who pops it about. It's Dylan Lawlor who begins the build-up. So far this season, what can we say? Defensively solid in League One, positional play on point, managing high balls, improved his physicality, stepping forward into midfield, stepping forward to be tied to the defender when needed. Ball playing ability is like nothing I've ever seen for a teenager. And being comfortable with a ball and passing out from the back is such a difficult thing to do. To break lines while doing it is even more difficult. And I know this is going to wind people up, right? From a Cardiff point of view, I haven't seen anyone do it since Gabadon. From a teenage point of view, I haven't seen a centre-back this good on the ball since Rio Ferdinand, and yes, that's showing my age. And I'm not saying he's going to be as good as Rio Ferdinand. He might be. He's got such a high ceiling. But what I'm saying is he reminds me of him. And as a result of all those things that he's either improved or showcased, he's already got the EFL Young Player of the Month this season for August 2025. That's a massive recognition. And, there's a lot of young talent in League One. So for him to be, as a centre-back, be singled out is massive. Got a new contract with Cardiff City, showing that the club had faith in him. They found the right balance, whatever it was between them. Now, do I think he'll see out that 3-year deal? Only if we get back-to-back promotions. If we don't get promoted this year, I think he goes in the summer. If we don't get promoted from the Championship next year, if we were to go up, don't think he stays. And that's just a fact of how good he is. The only way I believe he will end up staying past 2 years is literally if we get back-to-back promotions, because he's that good. He'll be playing Champions League football within 3 or 4 years. He'll be playing Premier League football or top-level football in that time. It's just that simple. He's got his new contract. That at least gives Cardiff some security in terms of the finances, and of course they can play him and they can grow him. But he gets that international breakthrough. He's played at under 17s, played at under 19s, played at under 21s, and rightfully got the call up against Kazakhstan. He absolutely deserved to be in the squad. Now, he's probably a bit fortunate that Joe Roden had an injury. Although I said in the Cymru am Birth podcast with Harry, please check that out, Welsh podcast every international break, currently on Cardiff City World. I said once Craig Bellamy sees him training up close, I won't be surprised if he starts, whether it's alongside Roden and Ben Davies at left back or as a 3. I just think he's that good and he's that much of a difference maker in the build-up play that he's got to play. Joe Rodon gets injured, so obviously that pushes him up the gap. But you still had the Jacks captain, Ben Cabango, in the squad, who's, the captain of Swansea. He's in the Championship a level higher, so you'd kind of understand if Bellamy had gone for him. And I actually think that Cabango and Lawler will probably be the long-term partnership for Wales. But I know some people don't like Cabango, but I don't mind him. I think he's actually not bad. And reports, it just highlights the Welsh manager, Craig Bellamy, spoke about him so highly. And once he got that first senior cap, even the Swansea fans were like, this kid's good. Most of them. The fair ones, right? The dickheads and the ones who are never going to give him credit because he plays for Cardiff, which is ludicrous, by the way, because when he's with Wales, he's Welsh, right? And same for Cabango and whoever else. They're Welsh. Joe Allen is one of the great Welsh footballers. Do I like him when he plays club football? No, I do not. But when he plays for Wales, he's Welsh. Get a grip of it. He came in for the injured Joe Rodon, and he made us better in terms of without him. And when I say better, I don't mean better than what we normally are. What I mean is, without him in that game against Kazakhstan, I think we would have really, really, really struggled, even more so than we did. Because what he did is, in the first half, where you had Sheenan and Cullen not really showing for the ball, and when they did get for the ball, they struggled with it, let's say, is he was able to thread the ball through into Harry Wilson's feet, and then we played, and then that's where our chances came from. Without him, I'm not sure we have that. So we either lose the ball or we go long, which doesn't suit Bellamy or the way we want to set up, and certainly doesn't suit Harry Wilson. Solid defensively, confident on the ball, he dealt with the pressure, he made a lot of key interceptions, some clearances, and the match reports had him, he was man of the match by a country mile for Wales, by the way. And for someone who'd had 8 senior starts for Wales and for Cardiff in League and Cup, is insane for him to get his debut. But that tells you, right, Craig Bellamy is a student of the game, particularly Welsh football. If he's getting him in there, there's a reason. And I know people will say, well, he didn't get Ruben in, but there's a reason for that. Ruben is in the process of showing that he can do something that he wasn't able to previously. I believe Ruben should have been in there, but he wasn't. But my point anyway is that Craig Bellamy is a student of the game. He's detail crazy. And he wanted Dylan Lawlor in there because of his qualities. He's made defensive interventions to deny Kazakhstan goal-scoring opportunities. Played under pressure. Played with composure under pressure. Can't get my words out. It's excitement, mate. And then, when you quantify it with a bit of data, the club appearances, right, and his progression. That 24-25 season, he had 2 first-team starts, Championship, 1 FA Cup. No goals, obviously. 25-26 straight away. 6 league starts in League One, 7 because he didn't. Oh no, he didn't start on Saturday, so it's still 6. And a couple of League Cup appearance and an EFL Trophy appearance. So it's 8 in total, 7, 9 with subs. But it makes it. He's at 11 appearances at first team level, and he's already a Welsh international. He's got youth caps through the ages, and I expect him to retain his place in that Welsh team squad. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be shocked if he retains his place in the team. In his FA Cup debut versus Villa, even though Cardiff City lost, he held up against some big names under big pressure, elite names, and showed his strength, his positioning, and his discipline, his ball playing ability. Already in League One, Brian Barry Murphy trusts him over others, more senior professionals. He trusts him with the ball, he trusts him defensively, and he trusts his passing to be the centre of Cardiff's build-up. His Welsh debut, he showed the maturity beyond his experience. Defensive interventions, especially late in the game. He helped Wales to withstand the pressure, contributed in the build-up play, and made Wales better than what they would have been that day. Many young centre-backs struggle in this phase of their career. transitioning 18, 19, it's very difficult for them to get into the first team. Very difficult to get moments and minutes, because managers trust slightly more experienced, more physical defenders. So for him to get those opportunities is massive, because he's learning in the men's game, which is only going to make him better. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He makes intelligent challenges. He steps in when he needs to. He goes tight when he needs to. He drops off when he needs to. His reading of the game is simply sensational. These are like the often underreported things in him. Everyone focuses on the ball playing ability. Of course, he's unreal. But his ability to know when to go tight, when to drop off, when to cover a teammate, when to press up and push right into the opponent's half is massive. So I want to finish off this video with this. What makes Dylan Lawlor so special, and what is his ceiling? So what are his standout traits? What is his ceiling? Why are the big clubs already circling him? His composure, maturity, we've talked about, but let's talk about it some more. Even under pressure, his debut versus Villa, his Welsh debut, he's so calm, making good decisions. His ability in the air is very underrated. I think his physicality is getting better all the time. He wins headers, he sees danger, he's alert to it, and he stops it. Defending set pieces, his positional play, he handles the ball in the box, he crosses, etc. It's all good. He reduces the margin for errors in your defence, or whatever defence he plays in. His ball play and his passing out from the back, his ability to find midfield, his ability to break lines, his ability to play forward when appropriate. Not only a defender, but part of the build-up. This is increasingly in demand in the modern game. His defensive awareness, his interceptions, his reading of the game, his stepping up, his stepping back is just sensational. The Kazakhstan game was a massive example of that. The key interceptions, the key blocks, even if he did get turned around, his recovery speed and his recovery work was really, really good. It's the mental strength, though, philosophy for me. The mental strength and the temperament is absolutely unreal. Debuts are nerve-wracking, horrible things, and Lawler thrives in it. There's no visible panic. There's no visible mistakes. There's no blunders. There's no he just seems to relish it. And that is just going to take him into the future so well. In terms of things to improve, ultimately I think he needs to just hone it all. Improve everything. But physicality will be the one which will get thrown at him. I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as some people will have you believe. I think Callum Chambers is actually weaker physically. It's just he's bigger, so people assume that he's better physically. I think we saw that against Stockport, for instance. The ceiling is what it is. I said earlier, right? If we don't get back-to-back promotions, I think he leaves. He's too good. He'll be a top-flight centre-back in the Premier League within 3-4 seasons. Assuming he stays fit and he has the right attitude, doesn't get distracted from things around outside of football, which I've got no reason to believe that would happen, because he's just a nice kid, nice family, nice everything. There's no reason to believe or think that would be an issue. I think he'll be a regular starter for Wales, and I think he'll be a future Wales captain. I hope he'll be a future Cardiff City captain. There's already interest from big clubs in Europe, in the UK, and if he continues the way he is, that will only get louder. If it was me, he ain't for sale. For 2 years at least. Or certainly, we'll see what happens with this year, I guess. But he'd be big money. Cardiff have notoriously sold badly. If we ever sell Dylan Lawlor, or certainly in the next couple of years, we best be selling him for 25-30 million. Nothing less. Let me know what you think in the comments, though, right? I'm getting ready now. Cav should be just about arriving. We'll be doing the meet and greets beforehand and stuff, and having a little beer with a man and getting ready. So I'm excited. But on Dylan Lawlor, let me know what you think, because I know there are some of you who think I put too much pressure on him. He doesn't know what pressure is, mate. And lastly, a shout out to Martin Davis. He pointed me out to Lawlor probably nearly 3 years ago now, and said he's the one. And since then, I've really watched a lot of him, and just a sensational footballer already. He's only going to get better. Touch wood, he stays fit, and everything is there. Everything is in place. I think he'll be. I wouldn't be surprised if he captains Cardiff City before the end of this season, if I'm honest. He is a sensational footballer already. He's only going to get better. Can we keep the greedy Premier League clubs away from him for a little bit longer? I hope so. I really do. But for the meantime, enjoy him. Enjoy him being a Cardiff City footballer. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I will see you on Sunday for the breakdown live and 5 things from the Saturday game. The boys will be back tomorrow night with the live show. They'll talk about the Cav event. They'll talk about the game against Bradford. If you see me at the Bradford game, come say hello. As always, if you see me tonight, definitely say hello. And I'll see you in a bit. Nice one. Keep the faith.
Rascal Beats.
For your Caesar, Cardiff City, ride with me for your Caesar.